Today on the Vegan Test Kitchen, we are making Southwestern corn pudding and green pumpkin seed mole. Sounds very Tex-Mex-ish. I'm up for the challenge, I hope you are too. All the ingredients that you need are listed below. Let's get started. Before you start doing anything else, set your oven to 350. Okay, so since we are making a corn pudding, you're gonna need 4 cups of fresh corn, or you know what? Don't tell anybody, but I'm completely fine with frozen corn. Frozen's just as good, if not better than fresh. And when it comes to corn, it's easy to just grab a bag out of the freezer. So just make sure it's thawed a little bit. And we are gonna start on our corn pudding first. While it's in the oven, that's when we'll make our mole. All right, so now that we have our corn, let's go ahead and start chopping our red bell pepper and our 2 jalapenos. We're gonna chop these finely. I think I need to sharpen my knife. All right, let's start sauteing these. So grab a large skillet. We're gonna set this on a medium high. And we're gonna throw in our corn oil. And now we're gonna saute our corn along with our bell pepper and jalapenos. Love those colors. Now we're gonna saute this for about 10 to 12 minutes. We want the corn to be lightly browned. In the meantime, grab your coconut milk. You want the canned coconut, so not the coconut beverage. And throw in your cornstarch. Give it a good whisk and let it sit there. All right, don't forget to give your corn a good stir every once in a while. You might as well start chopping your scallions and your cilantro while this is cooking as well, so grab those. And we need a 1/4 cup of cilantro. All right, let's take a look at our corn. It's starting to get a little bit darker. Not sure it's gonna get much more brown than this. All right, the corn is now singing to me, so I think we're good. All right, now we're gonna grab a food processor or a blender. We're gonna take 2 cups of this mixture, stick it in there, and we're also gonna add our cornstarch coconut milk mixture. Give it a few pulses, about 20-ish. You wanna make sure that the consistency is smooth, but not too smooth. You still want some clumps in there. That smells delightfully rich. All right, I think this is a good consistency. So now we're gonna grab our mixing bowl. We're gonna throw everything together. All right, we have our pureed mix. Gonna throw in our remaining corn mix. And we're gonna add our cornmeal, maple syrup, salt and cayenne, and our scallions and cilantro. All right, now we're gonna transfer it into our square baking dish, 8 inches or so, lightly greased. All right, this looks gorgeous, and also unmistakably Southwestern with all the colors. All right, now we're gonna throw this in our oven for 40 minutes. Fun fact! Jalapenos were first used by the ancient Aztecs. However, instead of eating them, they actually dried and smoked them. In addition to being high in vitamin C, jalapenos also promote weight loss, fight cancer, and even relieve migraine pain. And if you have a hard time finding hot jalapenos, reach for the ones that look like they have brown or white scarring. This typically means they're older and more ripe, which increases the spiciness. All right, while our corn pudding is in the oven, we're gonna start on our mole. So you don't have to make this. I'm making it because it's supposed to go really well with this. So you're gonna get a large skillet. We're gonna heat this on a medium-low heat because we are gonna toast our pumpkin seeds. Now we're just gonna do this for about 3 to 4 minutes. We're gonna turn it on their sides every minute or so. Starting to glisten a little bit, that's good. All right, I think we're good on the toasting. So now we're gonna throw this in a food processor along with 4 whole peppercorns. Now before we process, we're gonna chop up our serrano pepper, garlic, cilantro, parsley, scallions. And I think that's about it. Now we're gonna discard the white part. We're just gonna coarsely chop these. All right, our corn pudding is finished, so let's take it out of the oven, let it cool for about 10 minutes. Looks gorgeous. And we're gonna do a cup of lightly packed fresh cilantro and parsley. And we do need 2 leaves of lettuce, either romaine or red leaf, green, whatever you got. Just grab 2 leaves and just tear them into pieces. And one last thing. You need a small can of tomatillos. If you can't find it, apparently this is added to the list of quarantine shortages. I couldn't find it anywhere. Then just grab a simple can or a simple jar of salsa verde. Just make sure it's really simple. It just has a few ingredients in there. It's not super complicated, and you gotta make sure there's tomatillos in there. All right, we're gonna blend our pumpkin seeds and our peppercorns into a coarse powder. Beautiful. Now we're gonna add everything else, except for the olive oil. We have our garlic and serrano pepper, our scallions, our cilantro, parsley, our torn pieces of romaine lettuce, and our small can of tomatillos or salsa verde. All right, we're gonna grind this into a thick paste. All right, now we're gonna add our olive oil, and we're gonna blend this for 30 seconds. All right, let's take a look at this. Beautiful. And you might want to taste it for salt. Depending on what you use for the tomatillos, you probably don't need to add any. All right, let's try it. I'm gonna try this corn pudding first. You all know I could give or take corn. This is really good. This cookbook has made me into a corn lover, apparently. Slightly, you get a spice after a couple bites. It's delightful. The mole is kind of spicy. Definitely get that cilantro taste. It kind of reminds me of a pesto. It's really, I mean, it's similar. It has a bunch of greens in there and olive oil. It's really good. All right, so I'm gonna try a little bit of everything. They are right. In the cookbook, they said these went well together. They are correct. I'm a total fan. It's all creamy, delicious, a little spicy, which I like. If you're a cilantro lover, you like it. I think this would be a nice little appetizer for some kind of either Mexican night or, you know, if you do some kind of Southwestern night. I don't know anybody who does that, but maybe I'll start. I think it's delicious. So I hope you liked what you saw today. If you did, hit a thumbs up. I would love you for it. Make sure to share and comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. I will see you all next time. Let's go ahead and start cutting our and a serrano. We're not doing a serrano, that's for the other recipe.